Hopefully everything is well. New York Liberty, go New York, go New York, go. They obviously just got their title. Yeah, huh? What are you gonna say? Say what you're gonna say.
Bro, they did it. They did it. I called it in five. They did it in five. They did it in New York. They did it in their what was it, fifth attempt at winning a title.
Yes.
Um, and John Quell was Finals MVP. Um, it was a rock fight, but I mean they pulled it out, man. They did it.
And let me ask you this: 'cause we could just speak out the Liberty straight. Do you feel like they're on a dynastic run? Meaning, like, is this the beginning of a New York Liberty dynasty, or could this be, I guess, the beginning of a New York Liberty dynasty?
I think if they play it right, there's got to be a little bit of a change in terms of priority of the options. I think that this finals was a coming out party for Leonie Fibich. I mean, we already kind of knew she was good, for those of us that watch this team very closely.
Randy,
Um, but
we
yeah,
hey, we waiting for this all day too, Randy. We appreciate you.
dude, Fibich, shot 47% from the field. She made every free throw. She shot 46% from three. I think that she's that transitional piece, to the veterans, as Sloot kind of phases out. Sabrina's still in her prime. John Quell and Breanna are relatively still in their prime. They're still young
Yes.
enough where I think they could at least make a run to repeating. Sandy's a great coach. Congrats to Sandy. This is her second championship, right? She won one with the Mercury. Was it in 2009 or 2014? But this is her second championship. So they've got the coach, they've got the core, they've got the young player, they've got the vets. They have some nice pieces around them. If they could pick up a couple things in free agency, they could probably do it again next year.
Yeah, she did win as a coach in 2014 with the Mercury, just to add in. And then goes John Quell, who got her first finals. The reason why I thought that this New York Liberty team actually can begin a dynastic run is for the simple fact that they're getting ready to bring everyone back for the most part.
Right.
So I'm gonna pull up the free agency list and just we can kind of like I guess look over it right quick. But
Yeah.
this team, they said it from the jump street. It was built to defeat the New York Liberty, and I'm sorry, it was built to defeat the Las Vegas
Yeah.
Aces, and they
Aces.
did that. And they did that. Breanna Stewart, Breanna Stewart's not going anywhere, so she's going to get a max
Oh,
contract.
yeah.
You could just bank that. And she just came off fresh off a championship appearance.
Yep.
If I feel like Sloot should honestly resign for something like cheap minimum
Yep.
and get that contract, keep her in the backcourt. If she wants to retire, obviously she's already goaded. She could leave if she wants to, but if she
Right.
wants to come back to run it back. Why not? Because you're going to need her for the nights when Sabrina, and we're going to talk about her, may not be
Right.
playing as well as you want her to. So having
Right.
Sloot in the backcourt, but she'll be 36. So, but it'll be good to have her on the bench with that experience and wisdom. Kennedy Burke, obviously, that's somebody that they may or may not lose. Same thing with Jalen Sherrod, but again, you have players, you have most of your core that are coming back. And Jordan, you kind of spoke about this, but you have two of these players, Leonie Fibich and Nayara Sabali, who
Right.
they've been
Oh,
teammates for a
100.
minute.
Yeah.
They've been
She
teammates for a minute. Yeah, what are you gonna say? Yeah.
she was so Sably was so good, man. She was so good in these finals, and I mean, it's dynastic run. I mean, if they play it right, man, it's gonna be really exciting watching them go forward, man.
Yeah, I mean, again, you have players right now. So in Sabali and Phoebish, they're gonna grow together on this team, and they're only gonna get better. Like they're only gonna get better, especially Leonie Phoebish. She and Jonquel Jones are they're the only two players rather in WNBA history that have had 50, 40, 90 in a championship run. Like
Yeah.
the only two, and that's in 27 years. And as like I mentioned, the league is evolving before our eyes. That's why you see these younger players coming in and just being very effective at a younger age. So it will be very interesting to see if they don't repeat. It will be interesting to see if they do not repeat because of the way that they're stacked. Like this is a
Yeah.
stacked team from top to bottom.
Right.
Let's
Yeah,
comment.
and we'll also kind of touch on that when we get to the power rankings for next year too.
Yeah, for sure. So Brindy said they aren't winning another finals if they play like they did this one. I mean, but they won this one. Why Brindy, why do you say this one? This finals they
It was
won because
enough to
like
be. It was enough to beat Minnesota.
and then Minnesota's the only team that actually got there. So yeah,
Right.
they played well enough to win.
It was enough to beat the Aces too. I
Absolutely.
mean, dude, like they beat the Asia Wilson Aces. and the Nafisa Collier Lynx on the way to winning their first championship. No matter how it looks, I mean, when you think about it like that, it's still pretty impressive.
Very.
And they won what 30, 32, 33 games this year. I mean, that's pretty good, man.
The only question is, can they break their? Can they? That was. And thank you for saying that. So the question is, can they be better than they were last year? And my answer is yes. So and it goes back, and we can talk about Sabrina now. So Sabrina didn't play well in the finals. I think she shot 20 of 81 overall and like 9 of 30 something from three.
Right.
So think about this. What if she, because I believe she will, what if she plays better her next finals appearance? And then again, you're adding in John Quell, who's already a finals MVP and an MVP in her own right. You're adding in a Stewie who's literally still in the prime of her career.
Right.
You're adding in a bunch of different. I mean, you're not really adding in much. You're just keeping your core together and just letting them grow together. I think New York is getting ready to. I don't know. We'll see. But it wouldn't surprise me if they win another. It wouldn't surprise me if they win another chip or 2 or 3. I'm going to read some of these comments. And shout out to Ghost. 20. Mike put 29.2% for the finals for Sabrina. She couldn't play much worse. Yeah. So again, if she couldn't play much worse and she had the ability to, they still won with her playing bad. So I can, again, I said it from Jump Street. You know, I had the liberty because my answer was who's going to guard Stewie. I mean, she played well. She didn't play like I thought she would, meaning like a super duper star. But she played well enough to get the job done. And John Quell really did play like a superstar, and she did get the job done.
So who do you feel like deserved most valuable player? Do you think that I went to the right person?
Absolutely. She shot 50, 40, 90. She had, we can actually go to the box score. And before I go to do that, let me address some of these comments. The league wanted the New York to finally get a ring after 3 decades. I mean, Jordan, let's talk about that. And I'll go back to my John Quell point, because a lot of people have this sentiment. They share this feeling right there. What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like the officiating was bad? Because I'll say this before I let you go. They shouldn't have called a foul on the box out, Ghost. Should have not called that foul on that box out. And then you're talking about how the Lynx got robbed. Stewie missed layups. Stewie missed free throws to win games.
Right.
I think they both. I think the Minnesota Lynx, the referees, and the New York Liberty all did everything that they could to give the game to the other team.
Right.
So it wasn't like, oh, this team was just like the foul calls are so egregious. I never looked at one game and said, oh my God, this is just terrible officiating. Like I looked at most of the games that we watch and I was like, don't make that call. Don't make this call. You know, it wasn't, I didn't think it was too bad, but I think it could obviously, I thought it could have been much better.
I think the inconsistencies is what bothers people. It's like, there's these such dramatic swings, but I mean, yeah, okay. So the New York Liberty probably benefited from a couple calls at the end of the game last night. Correction, they did benefit from a couple calls at the end of the game last night. But I mean, I remember a game watching it with you on live. The Breanna Stewart was on fire, and she got 4 fouls in 5 minutes against the Aces.
Yes.
You know, I mean, this kind of went both ways, you know. So, so they caught some lucky breaks, but I mean, it was a little bit of questionable officiating on both sides. But Breanna still had to hit those 2 free throws at the end. They weren't guaranteed, especially with her not so good track record in crunch time situations. Yeah, she actually went 0 for 2, like half a minute before going 2 for 2. So, you know, I mean, she hit the shots that she had to hit. And the Lynx still could have won it in overtime. So
it's true. Absolutely true. And then now just to your point about John Quell, I'm about to pull up her stat sheet for this series. I would have definitely voted her for MVP if I had a pick. 50%. And Jordan, we're gonna get one next year because when we go to the games, I think they just give the ballots out at the games. So
I asked that, bro. John Quell went 19 for 19 from the foul line in the finals. Scroll down a little bit. When's the last time she missed a free throw? Go down.
Right. Okay, right. Game 3.
Bro, it's been almost a month. Keep going down. Oh, okay. Well,
so she's missed 2 free throws in the entire playoffs.
95% for a center.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. And then again, her shooting splits, 46%. That's okay. 64 is amazing. 45 is okay. Okay, actually, I'm sorry. I'm all in Las Vegas. 70, 50, 40. Her lowest shooting game was at 46%. I absolutely would have voted for her for MVP.
She was super consistent. Breanna Stewie had higher highs for sure,
Oh, for
especially
sure.
that game. What was it? Game
Yes.
3 when she had what 38 or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, the 30 game, yeah, and she had all the blocks and the rebounds. That was the highest high of these playoffs. But the rock for New York, man, every game, including every fourth quarter, was Jonquel Jones.
absolutely is Jonquel Jones. And shout out to JJ because obviously getting her first ring is something that she's always wanted. And the fact that she did get it done, it's just been awesome to see. Courtney had her chance for MVP, but her game 5 was terrible. Yeah, yeah. Courtney, we expected a lot more from Courtney Williams. Jordan had her in his top 25.
I did.
And he said he would change it to Phoebish immediately after the game.
Courtney Williams had her moments in this series. They just Minnesota. Well, I mean, okay, so let's talk about Minnesota for a little bit. Man, could have,
Lynx
would
go
have, should have, bro.
Let's start there. Where do the Lynx go from here? We can start there. Where do the Minnesota?
Yeah, so let's do the autopsy of a collapse.
The I like that. I'm gonna write a story and name it that. The autopsy of a collapse. Let's go. Keep going.
So Nafisa, bro. First of all, Nafisa, she played super well this series. I think she averaged 19, which is slightly below her season average, but she shot 50% from the field in this super physical, ultra defensive series.
Yes,
that's crazy good. 50%. To back up Cheryl Reeve's points a little bit, she only did shoot, for someone that's physical and scores primarily in the paint like Nafisa, she only shot 14 free throws in 5 games. I don't think she got a free throw last night. You might want to check that, but I don't think she did.
I'm gonna just get ready to pull it up as you keep going. So you're good.
I feel bad for Cheryl Reeve. She almost completed one of the greatest seasons ever, dude. She would have had her 5th championship, which would have been most all time, surpassing Van Chancellor. She won a gold medal for Team USA, and she almost led this Lynx team to a championship. Yeah, so Cheryl Reeve, dude,
let's stay right there and keep going. But finish your thought. I want to play the sound from her. But
she draws the best out of bounds plays I've ever seen in the WNBA.
Bring it on.
This was her thoughts on and shout out and Ghost. We're gonna talk about the CBA. We're gonna talk about a lot. We're gonna talk about the CBA. We got that coming up right soon. But this is what Cheryl Reeve had to say about the officiating during the game.
I know all the headlines will be Reeve cries foul. Bring it on, right? Bring it on, because it's stolen from us. Bring it on. This shit ain't that hard. Officiating it's not that hard. When someone is being held, be consistent. If you don't want to hold it one end, don't call it the other. Be consistent. Every team asked for that, right? Sandy asked for that last game. So 3 of the games in the series, we're talking about the same damn thing.
It's true.
Right? So I tell these guys, for whatever reason, it didn't work out, right? It just doesn't feel right. I mean, congratulations to the Liberty on their first championship. Been around, I don't know, how long has the league been around? 28 years? It took them 28 years. Congrats to them. We were that close to our 5th. Just didn't happen. It's disappointing.
I didn't see that part of the quote.
Hey, Sandy.
She over here. Let's just say she was happy. Here's Sandy.
Congratulations.
Bro, that was some sour grapes, bro.
Oh, for sure. She's like, it took them 27 years to get there first.
We almost got our 5th.
We're on our 5th. Let's let her brought.
Dude, Cheryl came in earlier and said that she felt this championship had been stolen from them because of the officiating. I'm just wondering if you had any thoughts on the reffing today.
I thought they were pretty fair. I mean, I'm after.
What are your thoughts? I mean, even though you started that was.
Bro, I love them both, dude. They're so funny. Sandy, dude, she's so nice and so funny. Because that's not what she was saying after game 4. But yeah, man, Cheryl Reeve, dude, so much respect for her. She's such an incredible coach. And I mean, relative to New York, Minnesota is the lesser talented team. But she was able to squeeze out every ounce of talent and schematically play them to a draw pretty much, I mean, every game was pretty close. So they, I mean, shout out to Cheryl Reeve. I think she coached a hell of a series and, made it tight.
That's it. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think What do you think they're missing in order to, I guess, get the job done? Where do they go now, Minnesota?
I feel like they need a more consistent second option.
I agree.
I mean, they have decent
Caleb
second option. Yeah, Courtney Williams, Caleb McBride. They play well. But I think they need something a little bit more solid than that. You know, to take some of the pressure off of Nafisa. I mean, it's because like they were so dependent on Nafisa to make a big shot every single time, and she did deliver most of the times. But just having a second option to take some of that pressure off of her, I think would be really nice.
Yeah. So I mean, do you have any thoughts of who do you think might? Again, if you're
like that,
I mean, I'm like my first pick is always Enrique because she's a free agent next year, but I don't know if she's gonna leave Dallas to go to Minnesota. Brondella looked like I'm not gonna read that, but that was funny. Marvin the Martian's cool. I like Marvin the Martian.
It would have to be someone that could ideally create their own shot. So yeah, someone like Enrique. But ideally, probably a guard, someone that could create their own shot, maybe create for others as well. So
what about Satu on a Minnesota? Satu and Fee.
Is that possible? I mean, that'd be really nice.
That would be really nice.
Yeah.
That would be really nice, and they can make up for what each other lacks because one can't shoot threes and the other one can't defend as well. So that would
that would also close that talent gap between them and New York and them and Vegas too.
Tyrese just said that too. Enrique would be perfect. Satu would be perfect. Angel put Angel go to Minnesota. I mean, again, Angel seems like a big city type of person. Alicia, hey, Ghost, I don't even want to talk about Alicia Gray. The way they like flaming me about Alicia, Ghost, I think Alicia Gray on Minnesota would be a great pick. I think she'd be a great fit on that team. She'd space the floor and she'd help them win. But they're trying to convince me Alicia Gray is not a top 25 player. So when they say stuff like that, I just laugh. But yeah, but I hear what you're saying, Ghost. I do hear what you're saying. I think Alicia Gray would be a great fit anywhere because she's a great 3-and-D player. And if we could just speak about Fee's, I guess, shooting splits. So against New York, she took 23 shots. She had 22 points her last game. That's not good. Her game. Actually, I'll pull up the stat sheet for y'all right quick.
Pretty good. We're not getting foul shots.
I guess. Let's see. Did she have any fouls? She didn't. She didn't have one foul shot. That's crazy.
Wow. But she got fouled. But she committed 6 fouls.
Yeah, she did.
Committed 6 fouls. Didn't get a single foul shot.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, again, her finals run, I don't think was bad. I think she had a great finals run. I just think that her team needed more help, like in addition to her. It can't just be, if you're asking your best defensive player to also become your best offensive player, that's a lot. And you're not giving her like extra help. That's a lot. Yeah. Alicia Gray is a winner. Team Moreau all day. I'm right with you, man. Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate that. Yeah, convince that to Jordan. I don't know what we go back and forth with Alicia Gray on top 25. I already got her on mine, so
shout out to Alicia. My list, Jabari. She didn't make my list. But Phoebus didn't even make your top 75.
Phoebus, not. Leonie Phoebus averaged 6 points before this playoff run. So
Jabbar, be honest. Bro, when we said we're gonna make this list, where did you have Phoebus on that list?
I probably would have. I wouldn't have had her. I didn't even have her in mind. Honestly, I didn't have her in mind.
Do you know who Phoebus was when we made?
Yeah, I knew who Leonie Phoebus. Let's say this: I started learning about Leonie Phoebus midway through the second part, midway through the second month of the season. Like I kept hearing the name Phoebus, like it would just be like softly. Oh, have you watched this person? Like that, and then you started talking about it more, and I was like, let me pay a little attention. Then I saw her play when she played against the Dallas Wings. She had a great game that game. I was like, okay. She could play, and then each time I've watched her, I've gotten more impressed, and that was another reason why I feel like the Liberty are on path to winning a dynasty, like to having a dynasty. If you have a 24-year-old and a Leonie Phoebus who's your fourth option, she led the playoffs in offensive rating. Period. Like she's the highest offensive rated player in the playoffs. That's first. Second of all, she can play defense. She's top 15 in defense and individual defensive metrics this year. So I'm like, damn, you got somebody like that as your fourth option. Yeah. When all you really got to do is just have that.
I mean, technically, didn't the Liberty have 5 Olympians on their team?
Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah.
Technically, they had Phoebus, Sab, Phoebus, Stewie, Sabrina, and John Kowal, right?
John Kowal didn't play on the Olympic team though, even though she could have. Yeah, she could have. I feel like is there anybody else in that Liberty team that made an Olympic roster? That's true though. They made a 4. That's a good point. So they are literally a super team like Las Vegas.
Because people always say Vegas had 4 Olympians, bro. New York also had 4 Olympians. They just didn't all play for the USA.
Hey, look, I'm gonna start Ghost. I'm gonna use this phrase. Which opiates you using, man? Let me know what opiates you using. Because look, they try to make it seem like I'm crazy. I'm telling them, man. Like I like that phrase. What opiates you using, man? But yeah, absolutely. The New York Liberty, they're ready for a dynastic run. I feel like, and it's only a matter of time. Now the question is who. So let me ask you like this: which team do you feel like, and we can go into the power rankings. Which team do you feel like has the best chance to dethrone this New York Liberty team?
It's probably Minnesota. You know,
and that's not good. That's it. That's the
it's probably. I mean, unless India. No, it's I mean, I don't know. I think it's probably Minnesota. Yeah. Who do you have?
I don't know what gaslight means, but I am gonna keep my chin up. Chin way up. Who do I have? Who has the best chance to defeat? I don't think anybody does. That's why I think that they're getting ready to win on the dynasty. I'm like the way their roster is perfectly constructed with the veterans and the youth.
Yeah.
And I don't. What's the feel like? Okay, a lot of people are writing. I see aces. I see a lot of people writing the Las Vegas Aces. Somebody put the Fever. That was one of the first picks I was gonna put. Was the Fever?
I was gonna say the Fever too.
I am not ready to say that they're a better team than New York. I'm not even gonna go near that.
They're a little too young.
They gotta wait a little bit. As far as Las Vegas, I feel like. And I got ties with the Las Vegas Aces. Y'all know us on Reau Sports Media. I talked to Paige. I uncovered that team this season. I'll be covering them next season. With Vegas, Las Vegas has a lot of decisions to make in the next year and a half. So starting with this summer. So Becky Hammond already spoke about it first and foremost when she said that the core that they're bringing back, she said that the team is going to look different next year. And one of the biggest things is Kelsey Plum is already a free agent. Right. She's already had a contract. She's already been slid the contract, and it hasn't been signed yet.
Right.
Now the question is, why hasn't it been signed? And if she's not coming back, that's one Olympian gone. Now you have Chelsea Gray, Asia Wilson, Jackie Young. Now the question is, are you going to bring back the same 3 that you know that are not better than this Liberty team? Like, are you going to bring back this core that you know is not better than New York when they just beat y'all? So I don't know if you're an Aces fan. I mean, I'm hoping y'all are optimistic, but you know, it's looking like a New York. It's looking like a New York state of mind for the next few. So yeah.
All right,
what are you gonna say? I was gonna.
They've got New York at number 1, Minnesota at 2, Vegas at 3. Yeah, that's kind of.
Indiana's
at 4.
Power rankings. Indiana's at number 4 in the power rankings right now. So I'm going to read this too. It is pretty high. And again, the fact that they finished 6th in the regular season and they moved up by losing in the first round. The Fever returned to the playoffs the first time in 2016, were the biggest attendance draw in the WNBA, boosted by rookie Caitlin Clark. I'll move on. With free agent Kelsey Mitchell still stay in Indiana, she meshed well with Clark in the Fever's backcourt. Kelly Crosscroft returning as president and Amber Cox coming in as a new general manager. The Fever expect to be aggressive in addressing their free agency needs. I mean, we'll see what happens with the Indiana Fever. I have no clue if I think that they're going to be able to compete. Like, they have them as the. Am I crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that that's a way too high ranking? That 4 for the Fever?
I think it is way too high. I mean, I think everybody assumes that all these players are going to get better, which they will. But they had them above. I mean, the rest of that list was what? It was like they had Connecticut at what, like 7 or something like that, right? They had.
Yeah, go. You keep going, Jordan. My fault.
I mean, are they better than Seattle next year? Are they better than the Suns next year? I mean,
Are they better than Seattle? Maybe. It depends on who Seattle brings back. Because again, if you're losing NECA, you never know. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna change the dynamic of the team. And then are they Washington at number 6? Washington at number 6.
They put a line about Deladon. You know, I think
I
they're
don't know
assuming.
if will ever return to the WNBA.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
want to about the
even if she
Suns.
comes back, she's a year of like without playing at the highest level of competition. So, how good would she even be at this point?
I agree. Some Cap said the Fever are good at 4, so I'm asking him why he says that. But I'm going to read this about the Sun, the team that they lost to. Somehow it seems like the Sun always get things done. It's hard to put them this low. I agree, and I don't know why they're at 7. However, it's tempting because that's what it is. So it's the free agency. Are they getting ready to bring back everybody? And then obviously you don't have Coach Steph White coming back. So it's like next year we're gonna see. This was a huge shocker. Not like a huge, but they ranked Chicago as the worst team in the WNBA. Actually, why don't we do it like this, Jordan?
Go from the bottom.
That's what I was gonna say. So we could do that.
Well,
if you're the Chicago Sky, what's the first order of business outside of signing a coach?
Getting a facilitating point guard. Probably. That's probably what I would do first. That team just looks so disorganized, and they like finished the year really without an offensive identity. I feel like I think that's where I'd start. I mean, there's a lot of holes with this team. I feel like they didn't have excellent perimeter shooting. You know, I mean, they found Cardoso so late into the season that we didn't really get to see all the pieces on the floor at the same time, you know, with like a system in place, I feel like. So I don't know. There's way too many question marks on this team, as opposed to like Indiana or, you know, the Aces. Like they're probably right where they belong at 12th.
Yeah, a lot of fans online are saying, you know, they're rightfully ranked at 12. You know, I just thought that's a surprise. To me, it was a surprise, but you know, I didn't expect them to get the last. No, I didn't. I'm not going to even sit here and say that.
I mean, there's only 12 teams if you don't count Golden State Valkyries. So like, who is in a worse situation than Chicago next year?
Washington, the Washington Mystics, who they put at 6.
Washington's pretty bad too. Yeah.
How would you put Washington at 6 and then Chicago at 2? Or I'm sorry, Chicago at 12. And like Chicago
I think it's because they assumed that Deladon was coming back. That's why.
I mean, if she comes back, you could shut that down too. But I don't know if she will. You know, they said that they don't even know if she is coming back. So the fact that again the Mystics are at 6, and I was like, whoa, huh? But hey, shout out to the Washington Mystics for that. So at Atlanta's another team that moved up, and we can move up, I guess, on the power rankings. So Dallas is at number 11. First order of business, as I've been saying, I would get rid of at least. I would keep 4. Let's do this. I would keep 4 to 5 players on this team. So whether that be a JC Sheldon who you drafted last year, whether obviously Enrique and Satu aren't going anywhere, and if you want to pick between one of the two bigs, Kalani and Tierra, I'd do that. Even if you want to pick Lou Lopez or Maddie Segrist, I don't mind it. But there's no way that you could bring back 50% of this team, knowing that you lost your coach, you played the worst defense in the league, you only won 9 games, and you have 2 of the best players in the WNBA. So if they're not winning, there's a problem. So, you know, Coach Trammell, I appreciate LT. And Jordan, you got a question. I want to answer this. Jordan, would you be willing to trade Camila Cardoso or Angel Reese for Paige Bueckers? So chat, I'm going to read that again before he answers. So we got to go. Shout out to Ghost. Great question. The question on the chat is, and if I put it, would you, if you were the Chicago Sky, would you be willing to trade either Camila Cardoso, Angel Reese for Paige Bueckers? Would you be willing to trade Camila Cardoso or Angel Reese for Paige Bueckers? And here comes Iverson. Iverson was goody. So if you're the Sky, so Tyrese agrees. Tyrese said he's going to probably trade one of the 2 of them for Paige. What do you think, Jordan? And then the comments are saying it. Mike put the Sky should do it. King put not Reese. What do you think, Jordan? Should they trade him or no?
I think they should. I think it would balance their team out a little bit more. It would totally change their identity. they'd become an inside-out team, like a more balanced team. Paige is a very interesting player because in my head, she is kind of a sort of all-around, pretty ultra-talented, but not necessarily like a table setter. She needs to be like pushed because like we could all see the potential in her. I think we want her to be something that she doesn't quite become, in games, but she would definitely change that team. I would definitely I'd get rid of Cardoso for
So
I would
the
get
reason I said that is because
I would get
a lot
rid
of
of Reese also for Paige.
so either one, it doesn't matter. Y'all pick your
Either
choice.
one, it doesn't matter.
One of
It
you
doesn't.
that sucks. So yeah, I don't know if I would trade either one of them for Paige. Honestly, I don't. I don't think I would trade size for a guard. Like, and I know that's antiquated thinking. So
No,
be it.
that's how that's
It is.
how I generally think too.
So like again, a lot of people are thinking Paige is going to be Caitlyn next year, meaning she's going to hit the WNBA, make first team all WNBA, average 15, 5, and 5. And I'm not saying that she can't. What I'm saying is to find two people from back-to-back years as rookie point guards. If you're going to tell me this one's going to be an all-star in all WNBAs and Caitlyn, and then the next number one pick is going to do the same thing, I'm not gonna. That doesn't happen often. That doesn't happen often. So if she's able to become, again, KG and a lot of other people think she is a generational talent. I'm not saying she's not, but you're gonna be, if people are right and Paige is the rival to Caitlyn, but again, it's like so hard to say that because people feel like Caitlin Clark is gonna be rivaling Asia Wilson or Breanna Stewart. So it'll be interesting to see how how
It'll
far that.
be it'll be interesting for sure, but I mean Paige would change the identity of that Chicago team like so much, they immediately become a offensively competent team. You know what I'm saying? I mean they'd be able to space the floor a little bit more. Like they'd probably play a little bit more up tempo. They'd probably get into sets a little bit easier. Like they'd probably lose something on defense, but I mean, there's a couple of pretty solid defenders on that team already that would make up for it. So, overall, they would be a better team and they'd probably compete for a playoff spot. I mean, they already did compete for one this year.
True. Very true. All right, let's move on. So we talked about Dallas, Atlanta. Do you have any ideas what thoughts they have to do? They got to scrap that team.
I don't even know, dude. I mean, Tina Charles, is she like retiring? She set some records this year, right? So I don't know. I mean, if you lose Tina Charles, now you lose a kind of a stable force in the center of your team, and
it's looking like Atlanta's getting ready to hit into a rebuild.
Yeah, and like I love Ryan Howard.
That's rebuild city.
But like Tanisha Wright was let go. I don't know. And they did just well enough where they don't have like a great draft pick either this year, right? Right? Like they just did just well enough where they can't get a percentage of the number one pick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just I don't know. Like I don't know. I guess free agency.
God bless you, Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like is God bless you, Atlanta, because they don't have a first round pick this year at all.
Oh yeah. That's
I'm pulling up the draft order right now, right here. Here we go. So Washington, Green, we're getting the Alicia Gray trade. So, yeah, that's gonna be devastating. So the fact they're gonna have to do it through free agency, they're gonna have to rebuild, or they're just gonna have to enjoy being trashed for the next 2-3 years. I mean,
they need to blow it up or go all in. They're in the worst spot right now in basketball, which is when you're just right in the middle. And they're in the middle, like the bottom of the middle. So it's just not a good place to be when you're getting destroyed in the first round of the playoffs.
If Paige has a bad year in college, Chicago might pick her up fair and square in the draft. That's assuming that Kiki's going number 1 and somebody's gonna say you're gonna go to 2, which I don't think they're gonna do. I think Paige, as long as she doesn't get hurt, she's gonna go number 1.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see though. But again, I'm not always too confident with those things. I don't want to like misspeak, but
it's her this year and probably be the number 1 pick.
If not, it should probably be top 3 if she don't play a game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't want to misspeak. Let me say this. So number 9, LA. Again, I think she has to draft. I think, let me just say this. Just get Cam healthy. Don't judge Cam on the next 2 years of her game, and make sure Rickea can score. I don't care if the Sparks lose next year as well. Just make sure Rickea is healthy, Cam is healthy, and y'all get ready for when Cam comes back healthy and full. When she's ready and when she's ready and healthy to go, that's when I'm gonna start judging them on their clock. Like, it's time to start winning. Because right now it's not. Until she is in the paint, I'm not worried about this team, honestly. I love Rickea Jackson. I think she's gonna be one of the better scorers in this class. But if you don't have that defensive two-way player, especially in the center in this league, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Because who's guarding Stewie? Who's guarding Asia? Who's guarding the fee? Like, you have to have somebody in the paint. Her knee surgery's got me worried. She's young. I agree. If you're talking about Paige or Cam, I agree. Both of them. So yeah, with the Sparks.
So the expectations are pretty low for this team this coming year. I think 9 might be a little bit high, because I don't expect them to be very good next year.
Paige is not following to 3, and I don't expect them to be good as well either. They have to just get better and develop. So even this 9, like this says, their final regular season ranking was at 12, and they moved them up to 9. I think. Yeah. I have no clue why they would be. Again, I think Chicago's in a better position than Los Angeles right now, even though I know LA is getting ready to get the number 1 pick.
They both don't have a coach, and like they both have like a injured rookie kind of franchise player. Like, I don't know.
It is. It's odd, man. It's so odd. Speaking of which, we got the Phoenix Mercury at number 8. I mean, it talks about that middle of the pack.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what to say about this team, honestly. Get Kalia some help. Get Brittany some help. I mean, they got a solid 2 pieces in their front line for their starting 5, but it's a lot of talent that needs to just come through the wayside.
They're all in a bad spot. Like, you're right in the middle. You're not good enough to compete with the great teams, but you're also not bad enough to get a high enough pick. They're kind of remind me of Atlanta in that way as well. They have a long time player. You never know if they're retiring or not. It's hard to kind of plan for your future when your situation's in limbo.
Speaking of planning for the future, I almost pressed the wrong button. Speaking of planning for the future, 2 things. 1, Asia Wilson just talked about that she's going to be releasing her shoe, the A1, on May 8th.
Anyone can wear is not a reality. It's been a lot of hard work, but also a lot of fun. And I have an awesome team that is trying to put my weird words that I say into a shoe, which is great because I'm like, I want the thing that goes the thing, and then they're like, okay, we got it. So it's very interesting to see the creative minds behind the project, but it's been tons of fun, and I think it's uniquely to me because it's a shoe that can do a lot. It's a versatile shoe. Anyone can wear it. It's not a big man shoe, a big woman shoe. It's a shoe that it's going to be comfortable for everyone, and I hope everyone feels that. So I think it's uniquely to me because it is something it can adapt and adjust to anything, and I feel like that's neat. So
come on, adaptability. Yes, ma'am. We love to hear it. Jason,
yeah, we do too. So the fact that I mean, we don't have any designs or any product leaks, but Asia Wilson is getting a shoe, and that shoe will be dropping very soon. If you're interested in buying the shoe, I'm interested in seeing it. May 8th, 2025, Asia Wilson, the Nike A1. That is her signature shoe. It will be dropping. So shout out to Asia Wilson for that. But when you said future, it just made me think about that.
A1's the best. A1 steak sauce, A1 shoes. It's the finest.
Finest. Okay, I was gonna say I almost got myself in trouble. But speaking of players that are labeled as the best, Angel Reese, she partnered up with Cash App. Her and her team, they have these machines around the city. Jordan, what are your thoughts? This is the Angel Reese machine where players can win different types of prizes, including merchandise.
Well, cool.
A game. What are you saying?
That looks like Pokemon.
A little bit. It does look like Pokemon a little bit. So it's the Angel machine, rather. This is some fans that actually won some prizes from her machine. I'm going to play this right quick.
We just got yelled at for standing in the street, which makes sense. What is happening? Okay, this is so fun.
We're going to
okay, here we go.
So she won Angel Reese jersey. I want to say this is a game worn or game used Angel Reese.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Like,
yay!
And then
a jersey. This is Angel.
So it says the jersey won't make it play like Angel, but enjoy Yeah, see, enjoy your thing. Angel Reese's jersey actually played in by her, so she got a game-worn Angel Reese jersey.
Wow.
And then it's just, yeah, it is. That's cool. And then it sends straight to the person from Cash App. What are your thoughts about this machine? And then obviously, I want to read this quote from Angel as well. Let me pull this up right quick. So she said, I established the Angel C. Reese Foundation to empower girls and future generations. I'm thrilled that as this part of this overall partnership, we will be able to collaborate with Cash App to renovate a basketball court in the city of my alma mater, Baton Rouge. We've got a place and community that means so much to me personally. What are your thoughts about that? That's nice. And this is the post of how she looks right here.
This is super cool. It's such an interesting, like, new way for a celebrity to connect with their fans. And you know, it's a really cool way to get memorabilia. I mean, you know, she's a celebrity, and I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. Have you? Like, it's pretty cool, honestly.
I have no dry rub. Y'all making me want to eat some steaks. Dry rubs or not?
Dry rub as opposed to
Jordan asked for his Cubanos with no mustard, pickles, and cheese. Hey, if you're from Miami, we've had several Cuban sandwiches. But
dude,
to your point, Angel Reese's her team, man. She's always like 2 steps ahead of everything. It seems like she gets a lot of flack for being in the limelight or the spotlight all the time. And hey, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. We don't see you working out. That's just people saying that we don't see you. That doesn't mean that she's not working out. So I love the fact that she's very innovative when it comes to these types of designs, whether that be getting a Barbie doll, which most athletes do not have, which that be being on a boxes of like having a brand with a cereal. Like she's literally branded with the Reese's Pieces cereal in addition with the Reese's Pieces like candy. So like she's doing a lot of things to take advantage of her time, especially playing basketball, which is really good to see. So she's partnering up with a lot of people.
Yeah, she has a lot of ways to make income because her, you know, WNBA salary is just not enough for this lifestyle, you know. She needs $8,000 a month, bro. That's not cutting it.
I mean, listen, that again, when I heard that, I was like, that's a lot. You know, 8K a month in rent. I'm like, you could be paying 8K a month in mortgages, etc. I'm not gonna get into her pockets too much, but I will say hopefully she's being fiscally responsible because she's looked at as like one of the people.
Dude, more power to her, man. More power to her. I mean, she's been able to mobilize all of this just sort of like fame and, you know, there's on the court success as well, you know, so it's backed up, you know, by quality play. She deserves every penny she gets, and she's handling all the stuff she has to deal with, you know, as maturely as a 22-year-old can or whatever she is.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And she's establishing a foundation.
Listen, Jordan, me at 22 at 820
dumb.
Bro, $8 million for that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Living in Miami, 22 million with man, please.
I think that I mean I was joking, but she deserves everything that she gets. Absolutely.
That's why I'm like, I laugh when people try to judge these athletes on such a crazy standard. I'm like, listen, if I had 7-10 million at 22, and I was here, me with my mind, I probably would be cheap, but
I'm not establishing a foundation. Yep. But yeah,
it took me about like 4 or 5 more years to start honestly thinking about like, you know, real estate and stuff like that. But at 22, boy, I would have been having fun. And shout out to her because she's having fun and she's being fiscally responsible while doing it. Even though I know 8K a month sounds crazy, but if she feels like her and her team can handle it, manage it, whatever, God bless you. We don't want to see you in 10, 15 years, which I don't think she'll be, you know, in some bad situation. She'd face a Cash App now. So shout out to her. AAR Trap House. Yeah, she could probably own 20 of them. You know what I'm saying? It'd be the Dark Knight of Chicago if she chose to. AR is so smart. She'll get credit direct. Well, let me read this. Someday she'll get more direct credit for that. Well, I want you to expand about that, Ghost. What you mean by that? Let's actually better yet. So speaking about money, because everybody wants us to talk about money. Spam. I did see Kathy. We're gonna talk about Kathy right now. Let's talk about it right now. Better yet. So the WNBA and this new CBA, and I'm gonna read some of your comments. He's funny. I want to read some of his comments. 8K a month. So Kathy Engelbert said this: with the historic 2024 WNBA season now under wraps, it's in a book. We are looking forward together with the players and the WNBPA on the new collective bargaining agreement that is fair for all and lays the foundation and growth and success for years to come. Now, the question is, do you think she is genuinely happy that the players are opting out?
Definitely not.
Probably
Definitely
not.
not.
Yeah,
She's
probably
definitely not happy. Why would she be happy? This is horrible news for her.
It's very horrible news because they're getting ready to have to lose a lot of money. If that is, the owners are getting ready to lose a lot of money. So now with this new CBA, what are some things that you want to see, Jordan? Let me ask you that, and then we'll kind of talk about the minutia of the CBA.
I mean, the players wanted, I mean, just to kind of quote what the WNBPA asked for, they wanted higher salaries, they wanted better professional working conditions, they wanted expanded health benefits, and they wanted crucial investments needed for long-term growth, whatever that means. I mean, higher salaries, I think, is the main one. I remember watching, I think, the Indiana Fever. I think it was like Lexi Hall or Aaliyah Boston was talking about like they like had they finally got like insurance for like vision care or something like that. So I'm assuming that's kind of what they're after. And I mean, they need expanded health benefits because, especially with seasons getting longer, like you're gonna need. I mean, LeBron gets what? Like, I mean, he invests like what, $1 million in his body a year or something. Massages, ice, hyperbaric chambers, all these sorts of things. I'm not saying go to that extent, but definitely, I'm hoping that the players get just better working conditions and higher salaries. That's really what I want for them. They already got, the chartered flights to help them out a little bit. But yeah, like I will always side with the players,
Me too. I hope the players take as much money as they can. So Nafisa Collier spoke about this, I want to say a week ago or so. She said that the biggest thing or the biggest impact that they can have or the biggest change that they want to see is the revenue split. So they want to have either a 50-50 revenue split or a 60-40 revenue split, with obviously leaning to the players. So meaning anytime the merchandises or the jersey sales or the TV contracts, etc., like they're getting paid with basketball related income, and they want that 60%. So shout out to them. I think it's an aggressive deal, and I think that they should do it. I think that they shouldn't. I think that they should not take less than 50% of the split. And with that being said, Unrivaled is so. Thank God that she created Unrivaled, because had she did this even, let's say that the players strike, right? So now that there's a strike, boom, nobody's playing. If you're Nafisa and if you're Breanna, you already have a league that's set up where you can pay players more than the WNBA anyway. 250,000 is the minimum starting salary. Right. You can get, let's say right now it's at 30, but next WNBA season, let's say it ends. Why wouldn't they be able to get 30 more or 40 more people, Jordan?
Right.
You already have Tom Brady, Carmelo Anthony, TNT, who's putting 100 million in. They can add in 7 more teams, 10 more teams, and take 40 more people. And then guess what happens if you're the WNBA? Now you really got to start thinking. All of our athletes are already gone to Fee's league and Stewie's league, especially if Clark has managed to get herself in there. Now it's like, okay, cool. We have this other league that literally is threatening our league right now because we're in the middle of a CBA contract. It could really work out, especially with this strike, because they don't have to come back essentially.
I mean, this sounds just like what happened with golf last year with the Live Golf Tour.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get Phil Mickelson to cross the line, and then you get who else, like John Rahm, and you get all these, pretty famous golfers to play in a separate tour, and you're not able to see them on the regular tour, or like they get kind of castigated when they go to major tournaments and stuff like that. I mean, can you imagine, it being like an alternative league or like, I mean, if they just, decide, I mean, like really this all comes down to Caitlin Clark. It always comes back to Caitlin Clark for me. If Caitlin Clark plays an Unrivaled, I think that the WNBA has to take it very seriously, that a lot of the viewership will leave the WNBA and they'll be watching another league, especially one that's powered by like John Skipper, TNT, all these celebrity investors and stuff like that. They don't really need the infrastructure that the WNBA provides anymore. So with that being said, I mean, Caitlin Clark is the one that's moving the needle. She could drive a lot of viewership that way. And I think it's important that she joins them so that Unrivaled has the leverage to, negotiate from a point of strength when it comes to negotiating better rights for the players in the collective bargaining agreement.
It's true. And then just to add on more, you brought up on it. You talked about it. Everything that De'Ara Hamby is suing y'all about, go change that in the CBA. Like, make sure that never happens again.
That's right.
I never hear any woman telling me that she can't have a child because she's a basketball player. Like, that just stop. Like, that's disgusting. Yeah. Like, the fact that she's getting chastised, like, change that immediately. Now, other than that, I mean, a lot of other things. So Jay put in the comments, and shout out to Jay. We appreciate you listening, Jay, Ghost, Rindy, everybody that's on our page. He put that was funny. I don't think Saudi would invest in women's basketball. We don't know. I've seen some women from the Middle East that play basketball. I understand what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, I know, man. I mean, they would invest in the WNBA. Like, they would give the money, but I have a feeling they wouldn't take the money because that goes against everything that this league stands for.
Yeah. And then also with the 3-on-3, I think everybody's thinking like right now, right? So right now it's a 3-on-3 league, right? Like right now in 2024, it's a 3-on-3 league. Next year, if players aren't playing, why wouldn't Fee and Stewie think about tweaking it to get the players in the WNBA into their league? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to stay a 3-on-3 league. It's a 3-on-3 league now, so it's less threatening and it's not direct competition with the W. But if there is a strike for a year or whatever amount of time, instead of having players go play at FIU, shout out to FIU and LeBron and Chris Paul and the rest of them were playing, during the barnstorm during the NBA lockout, you can now put them in a structured league that's already created and it's already on television. And the fact that you got John Skipper, who's going to call all of these athletes, he's going to call people and his celebrity investors, hey, we really have a product here that might be able to take out the WNBA.
Right.
And it's not like they're going to try and take out the WNBA, but what they're going to try and do is take that revenue from them and, create a league that won't be going anywhere. So they have an opportunity to do something different and more exciting here. So he put it's a full court, but it's a smaller court. Jordan, everything in Gaza right now doesn't go against. Yeah, I guess I don't know what's going on in Gaza, so I can't really speak about that too much. Maybe you do, but yeah, I feel like there is an opportunity. And let me ask you this: do you feel like Clark will play on Unrivaled, or do you feel like she should rather?
She should, but I feel like if she was gonna play on Unrivaled, why hasn't she already agreed to it? Yeah, I mean, all this stuff is kind of like premeditated, right? Like, I mean, all this stuff is thought ahead, months ahead. I mean, for Nafisa and Breanna to already to establish a league, contact the right investors the day after the the WNBA Finals finishes, to come out with this statement to, opt out of the CBA. I mean, everything has been planned for months. And for Caitlin to not have already agreed to play, I mean, I just have to assume she's not going to play, but I think she should.
Okay, why? Why do you think she should play? Good question. No, that's what I wanted to hear. Why do you think she should play?
Because if she plays in Unrivaled, then the WNBA has to take Unrivaled seriously. Without Caitlin Clark, they're not going to take Unrivaled seriously. It'll be like the XFL, or it'll be like the USFL or whatever. Like it's just not. It's not going to be like the Live Golf Tour or anything like that. Like, it's just not going to be taken seriously because the key component of their viewership is still not participating in that league. So that doesn't give the Players Association any leverage for the owners to take Unrivaled seriously, because there's no leverage, because like no one's going to be watching it without, I mean, no offense, but no one's going to be watching it without Caitlin Clark, so no one's going to take it seriously. So it's not going to move the needle in CBA negotiations.
Here, Ghost had a question. If you're Nike, do you advise Caitlin to play anything but in the WNBA?
I mean,
Before you answer that, let me answer this. Do I think Clark should play in Unrivaled? I think Caitlin should do anything that her God-given brain or talent feels like she needs to do. If she says she wants to take a break, CC, go take a break, go relax, enjoy yourself. Shit, just come visit Miami. You know what I'm saying? Come watch them in the stands, right? If you don't, I mean, because I'll say it like this: that's if she wants to just live her life, go live your life. I understand you've been playing basketball for a year straight since you left college. I mean, like literally since she left college, 22 days off between her first professional game and her last college game. No training camp, going straight into it. She had a 5-week Olympic break. But then again, with Unrivaled, you're gonna get a break. So I'm gonna say this. So if she wants to play, go play. If she doesn't want to play, cool. But I say this: if she does want to play, if Caitlin does want to play, she will become a better player. Why? And I'm not saying she won't be a better player if she doesn't play. But with 3-on-3, she'll have to guard somebody, right? She will have to literally directly guard somebody in front of her. And there's most likely going to be little to no help side defense behind her, which means she's going to have to figure out body position. And I don't think she's a bad defender, but she'll be figuring out body positioning. She'll be figuring out literally how to guard in space and how to guard in tight corners. That's the part of it, right? I know the defensive part. No guard wants to learn. No guard wants to sit there and learn how to play defense. But I'm gonna tell you, Jason Kidd, that's the difference between Jason Kidd and Steve Nash. One of them played defense and got multiple rings. One of them didn't. So just keep that in mind.
One ring as a hanger-on. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay, I'm sorry, 1 ring, but he got multiple finals appearances. But what I wanted to say is
multiple finals losses. Keep going.
Their appearances. There's more finals appearances than Nash. Okay, but yeah,
they're easy Eastern Conference, Jambari. But go ahead.
I didn't see Steve do anything. Oh, we ready for NBA talk. That's it.
Alonzo had them kidney issues or whatever, bro. Dude,
I hear you,
the Heat were supposed to be in the finals for sure. Go ahead.
He put Caitlin and Jordan down in Miami asking for extra mayo on their arepas.
Who's saying all this stuff?
This Ghost. That's Ghost. But I'll say this. So if she does decide to play, a lot of the things that she likes is in Miami. Beaches, like she likes hanging out with Lexi and playing mermaids. We got the best beaches. She could go do that. She likes playing golf. We got PGA National, Trump National right down the street, Doral and in West Palm Beach. She could go do that. Like, she likes playing basketball. We got 30 of the best basketball players coming in January till May or till April. So we have a lot of things. And if you don't like cold weather, again, Miami is probably it's again, whatever she decides to do, I just want her to do it to the best of her ability. I don't know if I were to play, I don't know if I would play if I were her, because I don't know if the money would be worth it. You know, I would just be me.
I think all the other players want her to play.
Of course they do, because they want to test it. It's like
no. They don't. No one wants to test anything, bro. They
want
her in the league so they could take Unrivaled more seriously, so they could win the CBA battle. That's all it is.
Well, then if okay now. So better question. Do you feel like there'll be resent if she doesn't play?
Yes, of course.
Really?
Of course. It probably already is.
Really?
Definitely.
I've never thought of it like that.
Dude.
Why isn't there resent for everybody else that's not playing?
Jambari, picture it like this.
It's because she's hurt.
We are at a negotiating table, and it's like, Jambari, just be on my side. Please. Just one time. If you be on my side, they'll take us more seriously, and then we'll all make more money. Like, we need you as leverage. Oh, you don't want to be on our team? Why won't you play with us? Unbelievable. That's how they're all thinking. That's the only reason she'd be invited, dude.
Now you're making me think, Jordan. This is deep.
Why else would they even invite her to the league? Unless they wanted to use her as a leverage chip to make more money and win the CBA deal.
So they let Unrivaled make their own way. Jay, I think you're missing what he's saying. I don't think what Jordan is saying is Unrivaled is being used as a conduit so they can get paid from the WNBA.
Of course.
It's not about the actual competition.
Jabari, do you think Unrivaled is even a serious endeavor? Why would
I did, yes. Hey, Feast, if you listen. I did. I didn't think it wasn't.
Okay, stop for a second. What serious endeavor gives equity shares to every investor? Everyone is getting equity shares.
I've
You're
heard.
literally giving away parts of your league to everyone that gives you money. Come on, that's not a serious endeavor, man. Don't you watch Shark Tank, bro? Why are you selling off parts of your company to everybody that gives you a little bit? That doesn't even make sense. Like it's a mark. It's leverage to win the CBA battle.
So with that being said, now they have to join together. If it's about here you go. So Jordan, this is Jay's pushback to your comment. If Unrivaled is meant to be serious, wait, what? Unrivaled is meant to be serious since TNT picked it up.
They're all just investors. Somebody has to put the money up, and they're also getting equity shares, so they aren't really like losing anything yet. And also the league hasn't even really like started yet. Like how much groundwork has even been laid, how much TV production has been allocated, how much scheduling has been done, how much renting out of venues has there been, how much
Jordan,
like
I asked that same question. I said, where are they going to play at?
None of it, bro. Nothing has planned because it's not real, Jambari.
So you don't think they're going to play?
I don't think it's as a serious endeavor as people think it is. I think it's just literally leverage to convince for the WNBA for the WNBA to take it seriously so that they could win the CBA negotiation. It all comes down to the CBA negotiation. This is what LeBron and all the guys did in 2011, 2012. Remember, it's like we'll just start our own league or we'll just do our own runs or like this is all it is. And they need Caitlin Clark to join their side or they won't be taken seriously. Because why would you? I mean, if Tiger Woods joined the Live Tour immediately, they would not have dragged their feet. They would have come to the negotiation table so much faster. Once Scottie Scheffler is gone, once John Rahm is gone, once Bubba Watson, like once these guys, these big names start moving over, you got to negotiate with these people.
They went and played. Okay, it says they went and played in Pro-Am and Drew League. And that's what he's saying. He's saying that's the difference. The women are obviously smarter, so they put a league together knowing that the CBA was getting ready to happen.
Well, this is also 12 years after all that stuff happened, so they had time to like process it and kind of anticipate all this all premeditated. I mean, this is what people are doing. I mean, people are taking power into their own hands now, Jambari.
I've never thought of it this deep. So if this is all like a big ruse, which I don't think it is. If this is all a big ruse, that'd be cool. If this is all a big ruse so that they can go get the money that they should deserve, good for y'all. So then, Caitlin, I hope you stay.
Startup league can start.
I hope you best for her. But if this is really about CBA and getting them paid, she has to play. If this is about getting paid, she has to play then.
I mean, you think a startup league can guarantee contracts of that size to everybody? Like, I mean, does that even make sense? I mean, it sounds nice on paper, but like, does that even make sense? Like,
but again, that's probably why they got 30 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they have 30 people instead of 144. You get 250 a piece, and then you get enough. But then I don't know, man. You make me question everything.
But 30 people, okay, 30 people versus 140 people. When you multiply that by 4 or like divide it by 4, each player is getting $75,000. That's like roughly the average salary of a WNBA player, isn't it? Like more or less. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same amount of money that all the rosters combined, but each one is just making like $250,000 or whatever. It's actually the same amount of money. So I just need to see it to believe it, but it all kind of sounds fake. And Caitlin Clark really needs to join hands with them so that they could be taken seriously in those CBA negotiations.
So what if
because there will be a lot of resentment if she doesn't join.
Really?
Why?
That sucks.
Bro,
do you think she's thinking of it like this too?
Because
I never think like this.
Caitlin Clark is probably thinking to herself, man, I already like boosted ratings like crazy. Now, why do I have to join this other league? Dang it. Like, do I have to? Like, that honestly, that's probably what she's thinking, right? Like, do I have to do another thing? Why am I playing with them? They didn't even invite me to the Olympic team. Now Jordan, they want to play with me. Like
So Terry, so if you're just joining in, Terry, I think you're kind of missing what Jordan is saying. So Jordan is saying that the Unrivaled League, forget 3-on-3, forget about the actual game. What my co-host Jordan is saying is that this Unrivaled League is really a tool or a conduit so that these players can make money and have leverage when it's time for the CBA. So what he's saying is if Caitlin is not in this league, it's going to be difficult for them to get the money that they want to make in the next 2 years because she's not there. I don't think it has any what he's saying has nothing to do literally about basketball. And spam, yes, that's what we brought up. The salaries are at $200K. And Jordan is saying it's how are you able to do these things without that? Let me ask you this, because Ghost asked you this, Jordan, about Unrivaled. Why would they use Unrivaled as a threat when you can use European or Chinese leagues? Like where everybody else is at right now, like literally, Grace Burgers in Turkey.
That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, no, seriously, like that's a great question. I mean, it would be an American-based league with potentially American coverage, right? TNT using American stadiums, like it'd be easier access for American audiences. You would actually have to take it seriously, kind of like the Live Tour. Like you actually have to take it seriously. But that's a great point. It's probably just a access issue, if I had to guess, Ghost. But that's just me literally taking a stab at it.
It's tough, man. So let me again, the fact that you have this league like Unrivaled, I'd love to see her play in it, but if she doesn't want to play, obviously, like, good, like, I don't mind her, like, go take a break. But I never thought of it like that. Like, players will have resentment for her if she doesn't play. And I didn't even think about the CBA. I was just.
But she's probably already thinking, why do you guys have resentment for me when I already increased the ratings anyway? So it's like.
That's what I'm saying. But so that's my point right there. I'm like, the CBA is gonna.
That's probably her like inner monologue all the time.
But I'm like, but again, if the CBA is gonna change anyway, why would she need to play?
Because yes, the CBA is going to change anyway, but there's potential stoppage occurring. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if they don't get everything they want, or maybe they could get more if they demonstrate they could do it without the league itself. It's just a negotiation tactic.
Shout out to Unrivaled. I'm gonna open up the lines and see if we got some lines. I'm gonna open up the lines right quick. See some thoughts right quick.
I mean, does all that thought process make sense, Jambari? Like, does it?
I never thought of it.
Does it follow? Like, have you seen anything that, like, do we have a schedule released? Do we have a venue release, a TV schedule release, a arena schedule release? Just I don't know, like where's all the infrastructure? Like I mean the season's over for the WNBA, and like immediately you start thinking about next season and all these sorts of things, and the schedules get released next year soon, and I just where's all the information on Unrivaled? Isn't it coming up soon?
That's what's funny. So like I was at lunch the other day. I went to Miami, and I'm in the city obviously, but I was in Miami, and I was talking to my parents. I'm like, Pops, FIU, we got school in session, so I don't think that they're gonna be playing at FIU. I'm like, so I said, scratch out every single college basketball team, because right now they're in college basketball season, so it's not like they're gonna switch the courts. So it's not gonna be at a college basketball campus. Then I said it's not gonna be at the Heat Arena. So I'm like, I kept asking my pops, what court do y'all think that they're gonna play on in Miami? Because I'm like, I don't know yet. But I'm like, where? Because if it's just gonna be a main court that's just there set up, it's not gonna be at a college campus because it's already set up not to be there. So then I'm like, where would it be? Is it be at Miami-Dade College? Like, where is this game? Where is this league gonna be held at? Now you're making me see, well, Jordan, okay, you're a conspiracy theorist.
So, Breanna Stewart, one of the founders of Unrivaled, she's like the vice president of the WNBPA. Is that a coincidence?
Aaliyah Boston, speaking of which, is actually leading. Her and Neko Gumake are leading this.
Yeah, and also I think they're all playing in Unrivaled, right?
Leah is not playing in Unrivaled.
Is Neka playing in Unrivaled? I'm pretty sure she is.
Let me see right now. I can tell you right now. Actually, let's pull up the 30 players. 30. Let's do Unrivaled roster. We have. I feel like they have still 4 more players to announce. I feel like they still have 4 more players to announce. Let me just pull up there. And again, let me see. That's because they make millions already. Let me pull this up right quick. See this. So this is the roster for Unrivaled. We have again 4 more players to be announced: Courtney Williams, Azrae Stevens, Skylar Diggins, Rakia. I'm not gonna announce everybody, but y'all can pretty much see him. 305 Barbie, De'Erica. A lot of my favorite players are here. Arike, Chelsea. I mean, who? McBuckets, Kayla McBride.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Tabby's gonna be here. Alicia, like a lot of people are gonna be here. Shakira Austin, like a lot of people are gonna be here. DJ Carrington. So I hope it's not just a quote unquote. I don't think it's a joke league, Jordan, or like a leverage. I mean, it is a leverage tool for sure. It is a leverage tool for sure. But I'm interested to see who the last 4 players will be. I am that part. I am. They want to be unapologetic. Let me read some of these comments. Probably has the same courts that Ice Cube has with his league. Juju's better. Okay. Let me see. Let me speak on this, Jabari. All right, I'm gonna bring up some of these people right now.
They'll probably go through with the league anyway, but I mean, it's primarily to me just leverage.
All right, Brayden, what's your thoughts on this?
So wait, I just wanted to. So Jordan, do you think? So you're basically saying you think Caitlin Clark is like obligated to be an Unrivaled? Is that what I'm just wondering?
Not the word obligated, but they are definitely like.
Thank you, Pink.
They're probably like peer pressuring her. It's like do this for us, for the greater good. Like do this for us for the greater good, so that we could be taken more seriously as a players association. So maybe obligated is not the word, but kind of like just do it for us, whatever word that is.
For sure. So like, no, I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but it does sound like a joke of a league, and I'll tell you why. So first off, no matter what, whenever you're starting anything new, you're bound to lose money. Like you are.
Yes.
And Unrivaled was stated to have the top 30 players. They don't even have all the top 10 players. You're definitely not getting Asia Wilson because Asia does her own thing, right?
Asia says she's not playing already.
She's not playing. You're not getting Jonko. Like they didn't even get some of the best players on every team. Like Alyssa Thomas isn't playing, isn't she?
Alyssa Thompson not playing.
Not playing.
Caitlin Clark.
I guess that's the thing too. Like with Caitlin, you really do got to feel bad with her because like no matter where she goes, you're good. Like it's gonna be hate like anywhere. Like I think it's like where you're wanted and you're not at the same time. It's just Unrivaled. I think it's more TLC wants her than anything else.
TLC? What do you mean by TLC?
Is TLC the one that's sponsoring Unrivaled?
TNT. All right, go. You got me lost for a second. What were you saying, KG? Hold on. I'm gonna get Jordan's thoughts. Let me get you up.
So Brayden, do you think that this is like a leverage tool to negotiate in the CBA?
What about CBA?
Do you think this is a leverage tool to negotiate in the CBA? Like that's part of why they want Caitlin to play.
I think if they get Caitlin, they're gonna have more leverage than anything else, and they'll get what they want.
Well, so then why wouldn't she play?
So why wouldn't she play? I'm not saying that she wouldn't. It's just like Caitlin always stated she wants to play 5-on-5, And like what Jordan was saying though, is like why would you want me when you didn't want me originally? Like it's the thing with like this. Like I think Caitlin's enjoying her break, and she might go to Unrivaled as a special guest or anything like that. But Lynn Dunn already said Unrivaled gave her an offer, and Caitlin was just pushing it off. That's literally what Lynn Dunn said herself.
Hey, and KG, we're gonna get your comments on this right now. Let me just say this right quick. Ghost put on the comments. What did he put? His purple drank business as a kid did really well. So I kind of disagree with a little bit. Every business doesn't have to start off bad. And then KG, we get your topics on this. What's your thoughts on this?
So I just want to come over real quick and touch on that point about it being a leverage thing for the CBA. So I'm not sure if it is or isn't, but currently I wouldn't lean toward it being a leverage thing because I think they would have, me personally, I feel like if it was a leverage thing, I think get everybody paid, I feel like there would have been some type of meeting, similar to how the NBA had a players all meeting when it was time to decide if they were going to play in the bubble after COVID. They all had a conversation, to my knowledge, where they got in a line and got in rooms with each other to decide as a group. So this is going to be leverage to get us all feel like that probably would have happened with them, where we would have had a conversation where everybody, or at least majority of the league would be involved. And I feel like Caitlin being the face of the league would have been part of that conversation. And if she was part of this hypothetical conversation, Caitlin being the person that she is would have already declared for Unrivaled. And I say that based off some actions that she took this season.
Aisha, what's goody? Oh, you keep going. My fault, KG. Keep going, KG. I just got excited. I saw Aisha. She a long-time listener.
In an article from Sports Illustrated, this creator had mentioned it earlier, and I just stepped out of the live to go fact check it or whatever. But I was reading an article on Sports Illustrated where the president for the Fever mentioned during like some interview that after a few of the sellout games for away games or whatever, Caitlin went to the W front offices and asked if they would give opposing teams spot bonuses. And for people that don't know what a spot bonus is, it's basically an incentive that employees get for extraordinary performance. The extraordinary performance would be the attendance increase by metric from like Atlanta, for example, were doing games like 3,000 or 4,000 people were showing up, and they jumped when Caitlin would come from 3,000 or 4,000 people to like 17,000, and they had people filling the stand only rooms or whatever. So I'm saying that based off that knowledge right there, where she had the wherewithal to go to the front office and ask, hey, can y'all pay these players for the away games selling out or whatever? I think just off that alone, that would tell me if this was really deemed to better the CBA, she would have been part of the conversation. And had she been part of the conversation, she more than likely would have already declared for Unrivaled.
So those 4 spots, Shambari, you know why they haven't announced 4 spots?
Why?
Because they're holding it for Cece, Asia, Alyssa Thomas, and Sabrina.
So Sabrina's playing, and Cece is not playing.
Is she?
So I want to say Sabrina's Unrivaled. Let me look right.
Bro, I just went through all the names. I didn't see it.
Never mind.
They're waiting for her to say yes, bro. They need the 4 pieces, you know, like the Infinity Stones, bro.
Infinity Stones, yeah.
They need Caitlin, Asia, Alyssa, and Sabrina, bro.
It's like what they're doing, yeah.
But I'm asking Jordan, basically, I'm asking Jordan, if that were the case, based on what I just said about her already going to ask for spot bonuses, why would she have already declared if that was the case about them doing it with CBA?
Alyssa Thomas is overseas.
My track record says I'm already trying to get y'all paid based off me asking for spot bonuses. So I've already been trying to get y'all paid, and this is a way to essentially get y'all paid more, because I really don't need the money myself. But if this is a way to get everybody paid, and I've already been to the front offices asking to get y'all paid more, why wouldn't I have already declared?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's true. Like, I think Unrivaled's being desperate right now, because when you said the 30 best players, and then he announced Courtney Vandersloot, I was like, what was it, like 23? Yeah. This is like they know what they're doing. They're being desperate right now. They are. Like, if you can't get 3, was it like what? Like 5 of the most popular players, it's not going to work. They only have 1 of the 3 most popular players. It's like it's desperation, Jabari. I don't think it's going to work out.
It's not a real league.
You're gonna see. Oh, you're gonna see, but that's gonna be tough.
I'm not saying I think it's gonna work out or not.
Hey, they got a better question. Hold on, KG, because somebody just came in. They said, will the Unrivaled players also hold the same resentment for Asia Wilson if she does not play? Well, Asia said she's not playing. Why? But why? That's the question. Why?
That's a great. Who asked that question? That's a great question.
Ghost asked that question. That's a good question.
It's a good question.
Now it's a rookie year, right?
Keep going.
No, I'm just saying, like, Asia's only ever played professional basketball outside the WNBA ever only once, and she knows whatever she's doing now is working.
I didn't see that, Mike.
I feel like Jabari, honestly, I can see both sides of it, where they like, all right, we know already off top that Asia don't do ball outside the W. So it ain't even no sense of us asking her to put in the same breath. I could also see them being a little resentful if we saying they gonna be resentful towards Caitlin for not playing. I could also see them being resentful towards Asia because we know you don't play ball outside the W, but this bigger than you right now. And you are always talking about, you know what I'm saying, being girls as far as better in the league goes. So now I need you to put your money where your mouth is and show up for us.
We're gonna see. I don't know. I've never thought of it this deep. So just hearing everybody's perspective is just interesting.
Me either, Jabari. But if this is the case, then I'm saying I could see. That's why I posed the question. I never thought about it like this, but that's why I posed the question. If this was actually a scheme to get them to better the CBA,
That's smart.
I feel like they would have had the conversation with everybody.
That's what I'm saying, Jordan. I agree. That's what I'm saying too.
But
like you would have had everybody come speak with you. If this is the thing, like why not do a covert mission, have everybody speak and say, let's join in this league, and then quote unquote, let's attack the WNBA where it hurts.
Yeah, and then based on Caitlin already going to the league asking for more money, I feel like had they had that conversation, she would have joined no questions.
It's true. That's I think of that too. I'm like, that's what I'm like. I don't think it's like a ruse. I think it's also that too. You get me? I think two things.
Is it a coincidence that like they announce a league right around when they find ratings going up, the day after the WNBA Finals finishes? Like, I mean, like I guess it's all a coincidence. I guess we just want to make our own league right when the CBA is negotiating, Jambari. We're just playing basketball in our spare time because we love it so much.
When did the thing originally occur with Brittany Griner and Russia?
This is years ago. But hold on, let me answer this one question first. But that was a few years ago. That was like 2020, 2021. This says, what's the deadline for renegotiating the CBA? They already blew it up.
It has to be done by October of 2025. Oh yeah. This one ends of October 2025.
So the next NBA season.
And they have a year and a half to renegotiate.
Y'all be ready for it. I don't think so. Do you think that the WNBA is going to go on strike?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
Why I asked about the Brittany Griner thing real quick is because was this her first year coming back, or did she play that year?
Nah, she's been playing for a few years since.
Okay, so I was asking that because to Jordan's point about this being a rules or scheme to better the CBA, I don't think it's that. I think this is more so people being close to their families and all the other stuff in terms of having to go overseas and play ball, where now we can create a league that right now, because it'll probably be another few years before they actually see real money in terms of the W. So I think this was more so, okay, let's put a league together where everybody don't have to continually go overseas to play ball. We can stay here in the States and be closer to the family and make some money here on our own soil versus going in foreign territory and feeling like an outsider over there, even though, you know, we probably are accepted well over there. You still feel like an outsider when you go to these other countries and you don't speak the native language and, you know what I'm saying, all this type of stuff or whatever. You're not familiar with the surroundings.
That's actually the answer to Ghost's question from earlier when he's like, why wouldn't you do this in a different country? Because of potentially what could it like happen to like Brittany Griner and all that sort of stuff. That's another reason for staying on American soil, so you could be close to your family and all that stuff too.
They all go outside of the things, though.
But yeah, I think it's more so that where it's not so much about the CBA, it's more so about us being able to do what we've been doing and play in a league outside of the W, but being able to do it here on the U.S. soil versus going across the water and doing it. I can see that being a more plausible reason than them doing it for the CBA.
Speaking of CBAs, I saw this on Twitter. Caitlin Clark's, this is an Indiana Fever Nike 5 Proto. I just thought this was dope. These are one of her favorite shoes. Obviously, it's in the Indiana Fever blue, and this shit's nice. I will buy that. It's nice. Just wanted to put that out there. I guess with that being said, Jordan, if you had closing thoughts, if you want to keep going, we can, but you let me know. But the comments are going crazy. Like a lot of people are commenting on this subject. Every player knows the real money is in ownership. They made their own way to get there. Asia is more popular compared to this season, but in 2 years it'll cost them money. Nothing to do with demographics. Oh, a lot of people are writing. There's a strong possibility Americans won't be treated so well in futures. Red laces are fire. Yeah, they were.
Closing thoughts.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I mean, yeah.
Congratulations to the Liberty. You know, that's Breanna Stewart's 3rd championship. She's won 7 championships in the last 11 years. That's just crazy. Like whatever league she's in, there's like a 63% chance she's winning it. That's she's just so good. I know she didn't have the best series, missed a lot of big free throws and just regular close shots. But, you know, 3-time champion. Jonquel got her ring finally after, you know, I mean, she was a former MVP all those years in Connecticut, and she's just a great player. And even Sabrina got a ring, so good for her. Sandy got her 2nd ring. Phoebich got a ring. Phoebich has won a championship in every season of her career. So she is a 100% win rate. And yeah, she's on her way to becoming the GOAT.
Phoebich, Leonie Phoebich, the GOAT. I guess my closing thoughts are just that the fact that the New York Liberty, I feel like I don't see no team beating this team, especially with free agency coming, especially with the draft, especially with the emergence of Jordan just said it, and Braden's favorite player, Leonie Phoebich. I mean, second favorite player. It's going to be really difficult to see what the WNBA has in store. And I'll say this, the evolution of the WNBA is here in front of us in our eyes. I was saying this all this season that this class is generational, and that there are more than one player that I feel like is a generational talent. If you want to say, hey, that this one is the supernova of the team, I'm good with it. Meaning, as in Caitlin is like the gem of the class, but I feel like this class is like it just reminds me of the 2003 WNBA NBA draft where you had LeBron, D Wade, Carmelo, Bosh, Chris Kaman, Kirk Heinrich, Darko. Then you had a few gems in the second round. Like the draft class is so stacked that it just changed the landscape of the whole league for the decade. Literally, that 2003 class changed it I feel like this is going to do the same thing for the WNBA for the next 10 to 15 years. And Cam Brink, a lot of people sleeping on Cam Brink. Wait until she gets healthy and comes back. You're gonna be woken up again. So
it's gonna be another phase when you think about it.
Say it again.
She's gonna be another face of the league when you think about it.
Oh, for sure. She yeah, absolutely.
If I leave, will come back. I gotta see something.
If it's fine, we're gonna end the TikTok live anyway. Okay. These are our closing thoughts. We're gonna get back on live in a few more hours. Calamine lotion might help. Oh yeah, y'all talking about something else. I don't know what y'all talking about. Other than that, he got banned from Hoop Politics. We'll talk about that in a minute. But with that being said, everybody on TikTok live will probably be joining up in like a few hours or so. Probably like around 10 or 11. I'm gonna post some TikToks. Everybody on YouTube, we appreciate y'all. We will be back tomorrow. Everybody that's listening, we're gonna be doing NBA talk. It's our first game or our first NBA show. That's like our real, like, we love the W, but the NBA is what we hear really, that's our baby right here. So we're excited to talk about that. We'll be doing preseason predictions. We'll be doing our award predictions. What we think about coming up. If y'all love the NBA, we love and we're not stopping the W. So everybody that's listening, we're gonna keep talking WNBA talk. We'll be doing that in college basketball. So you'll be hearing a lot from us. Also, website's coming soon. Website will be coming soon. I'm excited. We're gonna put you on an email list. Let me know what y'all want to talk about and things like that. I'd love to hear what y'all thoughts are. But I appreciate everybody listening. Ghost, Mike, Rindy, Jay, Aisha, Braden, everybody. Y'all appreciate it. Jordan, of course. So thank you, y'all. That being said, deuces.